and blessings to you all. We'll begin with some meditation. And please find a comfortable posture. And bring your attention to the feeling of the in-breath and the out-breath as you normally do. If it helps, take some deep breaths to begin with, just to establish awareness of that sensation of the breath coming in at the tip of your nostrils, that space between the top of your lip and the nostril. Breathe in deeply, breathe out. You do this a few times, it brings your attention right to the present moment, to your body, your mind in the present moment. So when you're with the breath, you know where your mind is. If you don't know the breath, then you don't know where your mind is, it's gone. And a lot of our practice is as simple as that. It's about paying attention to your mind in the present moment and using something very simple like the breath to do that. And when your mind is with the breath that's going in, knowing the breath that's going out, then your mind is right there. When it wanders away, thinking about something else, you've lost your mind. So we all know what it's like to lose our mind. Usually you think of that as something extreme. When you're in an extreme situation, you say, I've lost my mind. Through fear or worry, or anger, or excitement. Actually, we're losing our mind all the time, simply by becoming caught into the next train of thought, or sometimes just becoming drowsy. But during the meditation, anytime you notice you've lost your concentration, you're not paying attention to the breath, one simple technique is just take a few deep breaths. Re-establish awareness with the breath in the present moment. If your mind is really stubborn and doesn't want to stay with the breath, Ajahn Chah said, hold the breath. Stop breathing. And the effort that takes will bring your attention back to the breath and the thought, when will I breathe again? Because you've stopped yourself breathing. A very simple but powerful technique for re-establishing mindfulness on the breath. Just hold your breath. You see, as you put attention on your breathing, waves upon waves of thoughts will come up into your mind. And they'll take away your attention from the breath. Your aim is to not give in to them. Gently bring the mind back to the breath. You don't have to worry about what other people are doing around you. sounds, activities. You don't have to do anything else yourself other than keep bringing your attention back to the breath. And you're allowing all the sediment, the mud and the dust in your mind to settle down like the sediment in water. When you scoop water up from the river, it's full of little particles of sediment. This effort of putting attention on the breath will allow the sediment of your mind, the thoughts, the memories that keep coming up to settle down. And you begin to feel calm and peaceful in body and mind. But then another problem is, because you start to calm down, your mind settles down, we can become so relaxed that we fall asleep. Or at the very least, we become dull. We may not be fully asleep, but the mind goes dull. It's comfortable. Body is comfortable. Mind is comfortable. So we actually have to bring up effort not to go sink into dullness. Keep our alertness by being mindful of every single breath in, every single breath out. Don't let the mind wander away anywhere. And don't let it sink into dullness. Sometimes we find dullness pleasurable because it's better than the agitation and worry we normally experience. Sometimes we take it as second best. We know we're not fully mindful, but we enjoy the subtle pleasantness of just the mind going into dullness, not thinking much, feeling comfortable, but not actually very alert. Almost like sleep, but not even sleep. It's a very common danger for meditators, falling into dullness. So if you're experiencing that, again, go back to the breath, take a few deep breaths, just to bring up the alertness, brighten your mind, to confirm to yourself that you're still mindful and alert. As your mindfulness becomes stronger and more continuous, then all these different hindrances that come up as we're meditating, you're seeing them in perspective, that they're all temporary. Desires, aversions, dullness, restlessness, doubt. The more you practice, the more you see them as temporary hindrances that can be abandoned, can be let go of if you continue to practice mindfulness. And from that insight, we gain confidence in our own ability to let go. Because we've let go before, we can do it again. Even if something seems very distracting, a particular state of mind, you know you've let go of similar states of mind before. You can now remind yourself that you can let go of these things. You have enough strength of mind, enough patient effort to do that. So do it again. Don't give in, don't get lost in those trains of thought and those moods. Don't get lost in your reactions to aches and pains in the body. Just stay with the mindfulness focused on the breath and let go of everything else. The more we practice this, the better we'll get at it.